All right, video number 3, I believe it is. Our 9 weeks final exam review. Even though we did number 1, 2, 3, and I believe number 4 in class, I'm going to go ahead and do them again. So number 1, first you start out. Got to combine your like terms. So right here, 4x plus 2x gives you 6x plus 2 equals 3x minus 7. So now, remember I tell you, take all the variables to the left and the numbers go on the right. So we're going to subtract 3x, and from both sides, here you go. We're left with 3x plus 2 equals negative 7. Everybody got that? All right, now we need to bring the numbers over to the right side. Remember, minus 2, so cancels. Bring down the 3x, you guys. Please, if you need to, put the line in the middle, because a lot of you just put little lines here and there, and then at the end you're like, what the fudge did I do here? All right, so divide by 3, and your x is going to equal negative 3. Same thing as we got in class. All right, now we're going to move on to number 2. That one I told you you can do an end solve. And if you do end up doing it by hand, I'm going to give you extra credit. So end solve is menu 3, 1. I happen to have a calculator here, so we're going to go ahead and do it. I hope everybody can see. Turn that sucker on, and we're just going to go menu 3, 1, and then we're going to put everything in there. 8y minus 6 equals control divide, which gives you a fraction, 2 over 3. Get out of that sucker. Open up a parenthesis, because it's got a parenthesis right there, so you've got to put that on your end solve too. So 6y plus 15, and then I'm going to go ahead and close it. Where's my thing? Right there. And now comes the most important part. Comma y. Enter. Ba-boom, we got 4. And that's what we got in class. So 4. Y is equal to 4. Nice. All right, next one. Let's see. I have to put it over here a little bit. This one is kind of tricky, because we haven't really talked about the slope of anything, but this slope happens to be P over H, which then in turn is your Y over the X. Now, we need to figure out what are the numbers in between each one of these. So from 0 to 1, we said it was 1. From 1 to 2, it's 1. From 2 to 3, it's also 1. Then on the other side, we've got 10 to 7, that's minus 3. 7 to 4, that's minus 3. And then from 4 to 1 is also minus 3. So in that case, what we're going to end up having to do is take the change in the y, which is your p, so it's negative 3, and set it over the change in the h, which is 1. Now, so that gives you a slope of negative 3. Well, the slope is always with the x, and in this case, it's h. So it's got to be negative 3h somewhere. The only one that has a negative 3h, not this one. This one's positive, so that's not it. It's right here. You see that? This one is not it either. So there's your C. On the exam, all I need you to do is show me how to do that slope. And that's not hard. It's just you need to make sure you remember the steps. All right, number 4. This is basically finding functions. Okay, remember, x's can't repeat. So on the first one here, we've got 0 and 0 repeating, so that's no. Then we go through here. Oops, I saw 2 9s, so that's a no, because the x's can't repeat. Now we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, none of them repeated, so that's a yes. Ba-boom, we've got it. All right. So let's go on to number 5. I hope we can all see that. I hope it's not too blurry. Okay, put it over here. I think that's good. Okay, we practiced this in class today. And we're trying to figure out at these specific x's. So these are your x's. What is our y value? So you go to x at -4. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here. Well, my y is going to be up here where it crosses the axis. Or the graph, not the axis. So right here. So I went up 2. So the answer is 2. Now, f of 0, so at 0, which is right there, well, we didn't go anywhere, so it's 0 as well. Then f of 2, so where my x is 2, my y we went down 2, so it's -2. And at -2, so here we go, 1, 2, so this is at -2, you're going to go up 4. So your answer is 4. If anybody misses these, I am going to be severely upset. And now I gotta take a drink of coffee, but anyway, so that's the first 5. Then we have number 6 down here in the bottom. And it says, y is equal to 2x minus 2, parentheses 3x plus 4. What is the value of x when y is -4? So instead of -4, we're going to plug in, instead of y, we're going to plug in -4. So we go back to our original equation, and we're going to put -4 in over here. I'm going to be mean. You got to show me work here. So, -4 equals 2x. Well, look at here. Well, I'll rewrite it, and then we can do all of our whoop-de-doo that we need to do. All right, you've got a -2 here. You've got to distribute that into both of these numbers. If you don't, then you're going to end up getting the wrong answer. So you still have -4 equals 2x. -2 times 3 is -6x. -2 times 4 is -8. So far so good? So now we got to combine like terms right here. So we got -4 is equal to 2x minus 6x. Well, that's -4x. You can check it on the calculator if you need to. And then -8. All right, so the x's are already on this side. So just leave them there. Why make yourself more work? It's not necessary. So put your little line, add your 8. Add your 8. So -4 plus 8 is +4 equal to -4x. And then we're going to divide by -4. Boom. So x is going to equal -1. Okay, so let's write it over here. X, oops, where am I? Is equal to -1. That's your final answer. So these have all the things we need to distribute. Then we have to combine. Then we're gonna add, subtract. And lastly, we divide or we multiply. So all of them are in this. And we went over this a while back where you had to show what were the steps. All right, so this is the first page. Let's go on to the next one. All right. I hope we're not gonna run out of room on this video, but hopefully not. Who knows? We might, we may not. Okay, so here we go. We've got a table again, and it's asking you to write an equation in slope-intercept form. Well, you really don't need to do that. All we're really looking for again is the slope. On your exam, the slope is the only thing that matters. So we look in between here. -3 to -1 is 2. -1 to 1 is also 2. 1 to 3 is also 2. So we know that m equals y over x. So here we go. -17 to -11. Well, that's 6. -11 to -5 is also 6. And -5 to 1 is also 6. So the y component is what we have here. The x is right there. So this is your x and this is your y. So it's equal to 6 over 2. And that gives us a slope of 3. So that's all you got to look for is whatever the slope is. And it's going to have an x with it or whatever is representing the x. It could be an n, it could be a p, it could be an s, whatever it happens to be. So that's all that's to it. And don't worry about getting the y-intercept. We'll do that later. This second one is a little crazy. Because notice the numbers, it tells us they're linear relationships right here. So we know they're lines. But look, on this one, it goes from -7 to -6, and then goes 3, and then 5, and then 9. What the hey? Well, let's use this first one because, I mean, we know it's linear, so we might as well use the first one. This one is just +1, and up here we added 3. So in order to get the answer, we need to remember that our slope is y over x. So m equals 3 over 1, and again it's going to be written in 3, and then it'll have an x or a p or whatever else with it. So it could be, I don't know, p is equal to 3n plus 1 or something like that. Because I remember on the test, I think this is n and then this was p. I'm not 100% sure, but it was close to that. So the n was the x and the p was the y. So look for that one. Okay, now our favorite part. Oh my goodness, I love this. This is my favorite. Domain and range. Yay. All right, domain. Remember, I told you guys to go from left to right for the domain. So make yourself a little note. Left to right. And then the range is up or down. Maybe I'll just do an arrow too, because actually it goes from down to up. Down and then up. And then we're gonna go up. Okay? So let's look at our range. So we're gonna start at the left-hand side. Yes, I know the numbers are hard to see, but oh well. So too bad, so sad. Okay, we're gonna go na. Stop! So where did we stop? Right here. And this looks to me like -5. So we know the domain is gonna have -5 in it on the left side. Remember, we always know that it's gonna look like this.